You did well, Sage. It's time to head home, dear daughter.
Home. I like the sound of that. Father.
Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon is amazing. Regardless of the difficulty or of its glitchiness, I love the analogy that I've heard so many times, and that is, Sonic Frontiers is perfectly flawed. And today I'm here to talk a bit about Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon, but really, my thoughts on the future of Sonic the Hedgehog games. Yo, what's up guys? It's your Sox for 5 and 6, and welcome to a new video. Go ahead and check out the chapters if you want to jump straight into the video, because I have just a few things to say before we begin. First being, please expect more discussion update videos on random Sonic news. My main thing on this channel will always be plush videos, but I do need things to hold over, and I see a lot of Sonic tubers having like short discussions that get clicks and views and support, and I know I'm very capable of doing that, so I want to throw my sock into the ring. See what I did there? Sock into the ring. I'm Sox for 5 and 6. We like to have fun around here. Oh my gosh. I'm terrible. Alright, anyways, make sure to check out my Sonic Plus show, Sonic Tales. Sonic Tales Season 3 will end this year with only 3 more episodes to go, 16 and 17, the joint episode, and then the 2-part finale. And make sure you're checking out the YouTube shorts, Knuckles Chaotix Friends. That is going to be coming out very shortly, I believe this weekend, once I get some time to actually record the little story that we have going on there. Anyways, I think that's about it. We caught up? Good? Good. It's always good to learn something new about yourself, and I did during this update, and that is, I have an absolute skill issue. I'm truly not that guy when it comes to playing video games. God dang! I should also say before I keep going on, this part of the video about me just kind of explaining my time with Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon is unscripted. The part where I kind of talk about what's next for Sonic games and like how this just kind of carries on into Sonic's future and is a really good like base for it, that part will be scripted. So if you like more scripted things, you know, it'll be in this video, but for this part, nah, I'm talking just straight off the dome, straight out my head. So let's go. I ain't gonna lie to you, Sonic Frontiers: The Final Horizon is it's an absolute blast. I loved it. If you're like a hardcore Sonic fan, you want to test your skill, I think this is definitely it for you. I had a lot of trouble doing it, but I mean, even just outside of the hardness, like how much they put in this game is crazy. Like for this update, I did not expect all that coming into the update. I don't know really how much I truly expected. I just knew that, again, we were gonna get a new story and 3 new playable characters. That was a blessing in itself. But this was truly, and if you've watched Chomic's video, this is, I think this is actually his title for the video that he did. This is definitely a beta test for the next Sonic game. Like, you can definitely tell that's what they were doing, and I think, is it Kishimoto? When he was responding to people, don't quote me if that's his name, I don't know, I'll probably check it, but you can feel that in this update. Like, he wanted to make sure people were really, really satisfied with what this update was going to be, and it's kind of almost like, you know, a teaspoon of what the next game will be. So my favorite thing about the stories, like from the update, was that Sonic's friends, like Sonic's work of going to the island and saving his friends isn't just totally like BS'd because of the whole story crap thing where, you know, in the first, like the original game, the base game, they come together and then they have to disappear and Sonic has to go and do it all over again. And this, it actually makes sense, like Sonic saved his friends so that they could be a part of it and that they can be playable and go get the Chaos Emeralds or go help out Sonic in general. That fixes it a lot because that magic of friendship thing, no. And oh my gosh, can we just talk about how authentic it was to hear just Knuckles and Tails and Amy all interacting? Like, and it was like actually good. It wasn't like super cringy. Like, I feel like Knuckles had some cringy lines. Like, I feel like they need to like dial down that I just gotta punch it like every single time. This is all, I feel like it's all he says, but oh my gosh, it just felt so my childhood. Like this game gave me like reminiscence of my childhood and playing Sonic at home, and it felt great. And the game, just the story wise to start, it's so, I feel like it's so good. I feel like they really got it down, and I'm so excited for whatever the successor to this game is going to be. Just thinking of other stuff off the top of the dome right now, like Super Sonic 2, if that's what they're deeming it. I think honestly, the form is kind of lame. Like, I don't know. I don't see, like, purposely, like, story-wise, I don't get it. So if you guys can explain it to me in the comments, go for it. But I don't totally get that whole thing. I feel like they just should have gave him the normal Supersonic, and then, you know, when it was time to really go, give him the corruption, that corruption form that we saw for like 2 seconds. They fixed the problems with the end, the ancient Coco. I'm not trying to really just repeat everything because I know you guys have watched videos on people, you know, explaining the story, so I'm just kind of talking. But they fixed, of course, the part with Sage and her actually being alive. Yes, that makes sense. She stayed there with Eggman. I feel like that's a huge part, instead of him just having to go back and reprogram her or find her AI or whatever you want to say. That was the base game. They definitely fixed it, and I'm glad they kept the ending for Sonic and his friends. Like, they just all go back home. I'm glad they didn't really fix that. I feel like that was perfect from the get-go, and that's what really kind of tugged at my heartstrings. So story, 8.5 out of 10. I feel like they went back and they nailed it, pretty much. And I think that the next game, whatever they have in store, Ian Flynn will definitely deliver on that. I want to touch on the OST for a moment before I talk about the gameplay. Sonic Frontiers OST is a mixed bag for me personally. Like, my favorite OST in the Sonic franchise is Sonic Unleashed and Sonic 06, like tied for #1. And for this, the hard heavy metal is hit or miss for me. Like, I like I'm Here, that's one of my favorite ones, but I feel like this update 3 definitely touched me. Like, I pause. This update definitely in specific was great because I did like the OST that they gave for Amy, Knuckles. Tails, again, hit or miss for me, but again, music is just subjective. I really did like this update with all the music that came with it, and it was great. And oh, the remix for I'm Here, really great. I think they nailed it once again with the OST. But what else should we expect from Sonic the Hedgehog, right? But like, seriously, I think my favorite song has to be Amy's new theme. Like, it was so good. It's so somber and just relaxing. Like, and it just kind of like gives you that anxious feel. Like, what could happen next? Like, it was so good. Like, I was almost even like contemplating making that my new outro theme, but you know, I'm gonna stick with my normal one right now, my Steven Universe. But man, they did really good. Now hopping over to the gameplay, which I'm sure a lot of you guys want to hear my experience. Oh my gosh, I struggled, and struggled a little bit more. But my goodness, that Titan one, I will never ever in my life, even if I was paid $1 billion, try that again. It was horrible. I hated that stupid Titan one. I forget what Coco it even was, the Master Coco, the King Coco, I don't even care. I hated it. I just gotta talk about the trials like really fast before anything else, because I actually have something to say about like the Sonic and Tails, Knuckles, Amy, all the characters gameplay. The stupid snake trial is just dumb. Like, the one where you gotta like side loop around the people or the things. I'm probably gonna be playing some gameplay of it on screen. Like, dumb. It's just, I hated that one a lot because it's just like, why did they have to nerf Sonic? Like, what is this showing? I guess like that Sonic's powerful and stuff or whatever he actually says. But no, I don't think that's, I hated it. But like, it's fun, but like, oh my gosh, that was really hard. And then the stupid one with the timer, like where the rings ran out, that just gave me PTSD to back when I really sucked at the Sonic Unleashed final boss, and I couldn't beat Dark Gaia because I always ran out of rings. I couldn't plan for it, and this time you can't even get rings. So, oh my, that just was horrible. It brought back so much trauma. And the trials weren't even challenging. They were just hard. So, and like annoying. So, with everything in my heart, respectfully, screw those trials. And screw whoever made them. I love you. Goodbye. Okay. Slight rant over. Now on to the actual characters of the update. And I also do want to talk about Sonic because, again, I haven't talked about Sonic Frontiers like at all on my channel. So I just want to let you guys know how I'm feeling about that. But I'll start with Tails. His gameplay is alright. I think it's one of the better ones. It's not the best. It's the second best out of the 3 new characters. Tails, I don't like his flying thing. Like, I hate the little delays. That's like a thing with all the characters except for Amy. Like, so basically just Tails and Knuckles. They have like a slight delay, which I don't get. Like, I guess it gives Tails a little bit more oomph before he flies, but I just think just make his range a little higher then. I don't think that's really necessary. I don't mind him not having a homing attack. I do know a lot of my friends in my circle do mind that he couldn't have homing attack. I don't feel like that was a horrible thing. It's not like in any game he really did anyway, so you know, I think Tails is fine. I don't mind the stupid wrenches. I think they should keep the wrench throwing thing, but also add his little Tails attack. And I love the Cyclone. I think that's what it's called, the Cyclone. I hope I'm right. I think I'm right. That thing is so broken, but it was really fun. I don't think that'll be in the next game or anything, but that was such a fun ability. Knuckles is by far the worst character to play as. His gliding sucks. I don't think you should have the ability to climb onto everything, but I don't know, his climbing isn't that great either. I feel like I was falling off a lot and just things weren't going my way. Again, that could just be a straight skill issue, but Knuckles kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie, and I was disappointed about that. I really want Knuckles to play good. I don't also mind that you had to unlock everything again. That's just for this update. It's not gonna be like every game you play, they're gonna have to unlock all these abilities of them. Like, I'm sure in the next game, if Knuckles is playable, he will have the base punches to start. You won't have to unlock that or anything. It's just, I was looking forward to gliding around as Knuckles the most out of even flying with Tails or running around with Sonic or Amy. And that disappointed me like heavily. And then finally we had Amy. I still think Sonic is the most fun to play as, and I think that's really how it should be, you know, for these games. But Amy is super fun. She has technically a triple jump, like a 2 base jump, and then, you know, her Terra cards, which, you know, they're shoving those down her throat on a daily basis now, which is fine. I don't actually mind the Terra cards. I feel like it gives Amy something else, but I wish they had her hammer. I know they couldn't do it technically because it's well, the Terra cards are a physical object. She does kind of use her hammer. Why can't Amy slap people with her hammer? Okay, there's some just things I want to add it to it, and I think, again, I don't see why that wouldn't be like in another game or like the next game. I just feel like for this specific update, they did specific things for this specific situation, if that makes sense. But Amy, perfect gameplay almost. She's awesome. I love that. She's still really fast. She has the triple jump. It just kind of makes things easier, but like it's also fun. It's just I think that's a good character, and all the skills that she has. And the final character I want to talk about from the base game, we've had our boy Sonic the Hedgehog. I still think that everything about him is pretty good. I don't know. I want momentum back. I like his what is it called? His skill set. It's the skill tree thing is. I still have mixed feelings on it. I think there needs to be something, like the skill tree needs to be here, but like there needs to be more to it, if that makes sense. I feel like it's kind of meh. It's mid almost, but like a little bit better than mid in my opinion. I think it's a great addition, but like it could still be better. When Update 2 came out, I didn't get the spin dash. That's actually something I love just in general. The spin dash is just goated. If you didn't have the spin dash and this update obviously gives it to you, you're gonna love it. It's so great. I love the spin dash so much, and I think even with momentum, it'll be better. Like I think everything about the Sonic in general will be better with momentum, but you know, the spin dash I think is like the best thing about this update. I think it makes Sonic just a better character to move around as, even though I think he's really smooth, and it's really good. Sonic's a really good character to play as well. I think him and Amy, I will always go back to play as. Tails and Knuckles, every once in a while. So like it's been said around the community, Sonic Frontiers is perfectly flawed, and you have to think that this is just a great beta, like this base for us to build off of for this next Sonic game. And speaking of that next game, you have to wonder what Sega and Takashi Iizuka are cooking up for this next Sonic game. If I remember correctly, he even said himself that the next mainline game was in the works. Of course, there's so much speculation. Will it be a sequel to Frontiers, Adventure 3, a new style game? God, please don't let it be a new style game. What characters might be in the story? Will it be a tie-in to the Sonic movie 3 some way? Will Sonic finally get a definitive staple 3D title again? Here's what I have to say. I think the writers, but of course mainly Ian Flynn, have done such a great job with this story. I think it's excellent enough to get a sequel, and I mean Sonic Frontiers 2. We gotta remember, this game did sell very well. Even if the Metacritic scores to many people did scream mid, please don't listen to those scores. Play the game for yourself. I believe they'll stick with Frontier's gameplay, but kind of give it an overhaul. I think they'll fix like Sonic's combat skill set and make like the combat a little bit more interesting than just button mashing. Alongside that, I think momentum, the momentum drop will finally be over. We will finally have momentum in this 3D Sonic game again. For playable characters, I think it's a go. Update 3, though the characters weren't perfect by any means, did do well enough. I have the confidence that a full game will have them from the start next time. But depending on the story, I do think that we will get new playable characters. My number one answer would have to be Shadow the Hedgehog. I think Shadow the Hedgehog will play some role in the next video game regardless, and I would love to see what they could cook up with his moveset. Sonic 06 had a good idea with his abilities, just trash gameplay. If Sonic Frontiers 2 could nail it, whoo, boy, we in for a treat. But if I had to give a second place winner, it actually definitely have to be Rouge for me. I think if Shadow's gonna play a role in this game or in the story, Rouge will be there too. She'll be playable. And of course, I think Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, as long as they're in the story, should be playable next time around as well. With little to no information though, that's really all I can speculate about this next game. Everything else would just be me talking about what I want from it personally. But how about you? What do you want to see from the next Sonic game? What do you wish for it to be? Sonic Frontiers the sequel? Adventure 3? Something new? Tell me in the comments what the successor should be. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like. It helps keeps my channel in the algorithm and keeps my channel afloat. And subscribe. We're on the quest for 1K subs, and I'm ready to show my face off to the channel so people can quit asking me for a face reveal. Oh my gosh, it's getting annoying. All jokes aside, make sure you check out my plush series, Sonic Tales. The 3rd season has 3 episodes left, and I'm pretty sure if you haven't watched it, you would really enjoy it if you did. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Wear your socks. Peace.
Coffee.